Tre Mason, I'm sad to say, former Auburn running back, all-time single-season rushing leader in Auburn history with 1,816 yards, 23 touchdowns last year, a record 304 yards in the rushing in the SEC championship game, 4 touchdowns, Heisman Trophy finalist, SEC Offensive Player of the Year, and the list just goes on and on and on and on. Tre, can't thank you enough for being on the program with us today.
No problem. How you guys doing today?
Doing really well. Tre, you came to Auburn, and you've really kind of had a unique career. You've experienced the highest of highs and kind of the lowest of lows with that 2012 season, followed by the 2013 season. Take us back to that 2012 year. What really, after Coach Chizik was dismissed and Coach Gus Malzahn was brought in, what were your realistic expectations for 2013?
My realistic expectations didn't change from what we accomplished this year. It's funny to say because, everyone thinks they laughed at me. I said it in the early interview. I told that my goal is national championship. My goal is to break Bo Jackson's records and, to win the championship. It was funny to a lot of people, but it got done. So I feel like if you shoot for the stars and you don't reach the star, you'll be pretty high up there.
No, that's a good thing. And to break Bo Jackson's record, has that kind of really set in? To what an icon he is for Auburn and really the athletic world in general. To break one of his records that has stood really since 1985.
Yeah, it's pretty surreal, because I'm pretty close. Bo and I are pretty close, but it's a pretty surreal feeling of breaking his record because he's known to be the greatest athlete of all time.
Well, Tre, when did this season, the season last year, when you started, against Washington State, there was the team struggled a little bit, but pulled it out with a couple of turnovers. And you just seemed to get better and better as the year went along. How long, or at what point did you really feel like this team had a chance to be special?
I'd say after our Texas A&M win on the road, that's when I kind of felt like we have a chance to go all the way. Because we've seen a lot of guys on the other side of the ball that were fighting as hard as they can, and to just pull out a W and stop, at that time, the Heisman Trophy winner, Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, definitely. Looking back on your Auburn career, what are you going to miss most about Auburn?
Of course, I'm just going to miss our fan base. I felt like we had the best fans in America. When we were at the BCS National Championship game, it was 70% Auburn fans. So we had the best fans in America, and I'm going to miss that.
Well, now that you've been through, the NFL Combine, the Auburn Pro Day, have you how's that going, your preparation for the NFL draft? And then do you have a sense of maybe where you're going to be drafted?
It's been going great. It's just, it's getting anxious, to see where I'll end up. But it's hard to tell as of right now where I'll end up. There's a couple of teams with needs for running backs. But then at the Combine, I think I met with pretty much all the NFL teams. So it's kind of hard to tell where I'll end up.
Well, Tre, you want to promote something here today, the Tre Mason MVP football camp, which will be May 3rd, 12:30 to 5 p.m. there at the Wire Road Sports Complex. Just tell us a little bit about this and how this came about.
I felt like I wanted to, give back to the community also, just give an opportunity for young players to grow up and be coached by myself, just to let them know that there is hope and there's always a way, to make their dreams possible. And whatever your dream is, that it's still possible, no matter if it's football or not. I feel like football is a life lesson game. You can learn a lot out of football, and also football is a game of what you put into it is what you're going to get out.
And so many, no doubt, that's such a great message to give back and to want to give back, and an admirable thing. Who are some of the people that you feel like contributed to that with you when you were maybe in youth football?
There's a lot of guys from around this area that contributed. Like guys like Anquan Bolden, who's around here, who I'm actually training with now. He's the definition of a pro athlete.
Well, definitely, that's great. How did you become to get involved in this football camp, and who's putting it on?
My guys at MVP and Everett Sports, they're actually coordinating the camp, and my mom will also be there, who is actually my marketing manager, and she's been running the whole show so far, and I thank her for it.
Well, Trey, this camp is the Tre Mason MVP football camp. Begins May 3rd. It's from 12:30 to 5. It's a one-day camp. Wire Road Sports Complex. The ages are 6 to 16. Is this any position, and what can the kids expect when they come to this camp?
Any position. And I just want the kids to come out knowing that they've been coached and to have a great mindset towards life. Also football, but also life.
Okay. Well, Trey, give us this 2014 team probably better than anybody. What are your thoughts on this upcoming season? Obviously, you and Greg Robinson, Jay Prosh, Chris Davis. Auburn's losing some really pretty dynamic players. What are your expectations for this upcoming season, and what do you think Auburn maybe needs to improve on?
I know Auburn will be back to the national championship. I know that because a lot of our playmakers are coming back. They lost guys like me, Jay, and Greg Robinson and Chris Davis, but they also have Nick Marshall coming back, Sammy Coates coming back, Ricardo Lewis, Brandon Foles. A lot of guys on the other side of the ball, young guys. The whole D line was, young guys. So they got their heart and soul coming back next year. So I believe in Auburn and still love it.
Well, that's great. You obviously have worked out and trained with Cameron Artis-Payne and Corey Grant and Peyton Barber. Do you think those guys are going to be able to carry the mantle and pick up where you left off?
Oh, of course. No doubt about it. Those guys have a significant work ethic. They have a great work ethic, and I know that they'll get the job done. Well,
that's great. Let's just hit it one more time. The Tre Mason MVP football camp, May 3rd, beginning at 12:30 p.m., going to 5 p.m. The Wire Road Sports Complex, ages 6 to 16, any position. And how can they come to register for this?
The website is actually on the flyer. I posted it on my Instagram and also my Twitter. So I'll be posting it numerous times. The website and all the instructions should be on there.
All right. Well, Tre Mason, we cannot thank you enough for being a part of the program today. We wish you all the best. I tell you what, maybe next year about this time when you are receiving your NFL Rookie of the Year, maybe you'll come back and talk to us again.
Definitely. I'm still here.
All right. That sounds great. Well, thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that was Tre Mason, tremendous Auburn running back. Obviously, last year, the single-season rushing leader, 1,816 yards, 23 touchdowns. Just a remarkable player, Randy.
Yeah, he was special. Not too often are you going to get a character like that on your team that you are going to remember from now until the end of Auburn time. And he is one of those guys, especially the last time he touched the football as an Auburn Tiger, breaking that long run down the right sideline. I was actually at the Rose Bowl that night, and unfortunately, he broke it a little too soon. If we could have broke it about a minute later, we could have held on possibly. But Tre Mason, unbelievable night that night. One of the best nights we'll ever see in an SEC championship game. And I'm with you. I think somebody's going to get a special player if they pick him up in the NFL.
Yeah, there's no question. I remember we were talking about that after that national title game, and that was the first thing I said that next day is he's too good. If he would have just gotten tackled, if he would have not been able to break 4 tackles instead of just 3, Auburn could have milked that clock a little bit and punched it in late against Florida State and went on and win the national championship. But He just no effort. I mean, absolutely gives maximum effort on every play. He was just pound for pound one of the better running backs, maybe. In my opinion, probably one of the more underrated running backs in Auburn history.
Definitely was. The year before, as bad as Auburn was, he was a bright spot going into last season. He was the positive that you could point out there. What can Tre Mason do with Gus Malzahn back and a team that's rejuvenated from the previous year? You saw what he could do, and really didn't see it until about 4, 5, or 6 games into the season where Gus Malzahn said, look, this one's yours. Go take it and run with it. I may give you the ball 40 times. I may let you rack up 300 yards rushing in an SEC championship game because I'm that confident in giving the ball to you. He was a workhorse. He can do a lot of different things. He's versatile out of the backfield. He's a great kick returner also. His freshman year, that's where he opened a lot of our eyes to how talented he was with that kickoff return for a touchdown down the left sideline. He outruns everybody down that left sideline. One of the first few games that he was here as an Auburn Tiger. So tremendous career for him, and best of luck as he moves on. But he's got a great camp going on, and he's got a great area to have a camp. We cover high school football here in this state. We cover youth football here in this state. It's not much better than it is right there in Auburn, Alabama right now.
Absolutely, and what a great thrill for young kids, age 6 to 16 to go out and have a camp and get some instruction from a Heisman Trophy finalist. That's kind of a once-in-a-lifetime situation. But we're up against another break. We'll be back with more from this Tuesday edition of Sports Call.